Hi, this is Erica from Confessions of a Homeschooler, and today I wanted to show you my new literature unit. This one is the Swiss Family Robinson, and this one is using the Classic Starts version as retold from the Johann David Weiss original. So if you want to see the inside of this book, stick around and we'll be right back. So here's the front of our lap book, and this is just a trifold lap book with an additional insert in the middle, and there are instructions on my blog on how to do this, but it's just an extra one side of a file folder, and it's just taped right here along this seam. And as you can see, there are quite a few chapters in this. I don't remember exactly how many chapters. I want to say about 21 or something like that. So for each chapter, there is an accompanying mini book, and it also includes comprehension books for that question, so for that chapter. So your student will read the chapter, and then they'll fill out the comprehension questions on the inside of the mini books and color it, cut it out, and put it into their lap book. And then of course, just like all my other ones, this one also includes a vocabulary, which is basically just a list of some of the more unusual words that they might encounter during the story. So if you fold this lap book back up and then just flip it over, I keep all of my reports on the back, and we just added a pocket to the back. It's just a half of a file folder taped around the edges. And then as always, my units come with several different book reports. One is a prediction sheet, so they can look at the cover and then just compare the cover with what they think is actually going to happen. And then when you're done reading, you can compare this as well with what actually happened. It also includes a literature timeline, so they can either write or draw pictures to kind of show the major events as they happen in the story. And this is just a great way to help remind them what happened, when it happened, and that kind of thing for review later. There's also just a few facts about each story, the setting, the plot, the character, main character, and then their favorite thing about it. And of course, there's a spot for an illustration. There's also a Protagonist versus Antagonist Worksheet, and these terms are in your teacher's manual, which I'll show you in a minute, but they'll fill that out, what the issue is and what the solution ends up being. And then there is a book report also in there, and this will just be for the final assignment. And then there's also a book versus movie report, which a lot of these classics have had DVDs made out of them, and so if you can find an age-appropriate one for your kids, this is a great report to fill out afterward, and it just compares and contrasts the book version versus the movie version. And so I just keep those all in this nice little folder right here, just to keep everything together, and my kids can kind of have it all in one place. So there's that. And then all of my units also come with an activity guide or a teacher's manual, and let me get close up for you for that. Okay, so here's a close-up view of the teacher's manual, and it tells you everything you'll need, which is basically just the book itself. And you can get these on Amazon, or a lot of times the library has them, so you might want to check there first. And then you're going to need my study guide, and then 2 file folders, some scissors, some glue, and some tape. And then as they're progressing through the chapters, they'll need maybe colored pencils or markers or crayons or whatever they want to use to decorate. And then it also goes through on how to prepare the lap book and what to do prior to reading. And then each chapter has its own instructions, so they'll read this chapter, they'll do this part of the lap book, and then they'll answer these questions. And so their worksheets have the questions, yours have the questions along with the answers, so that if you're assigning these units out, it's for them to work on individually. You don't have to have pre-read the story beforehand. So just makes it a lot easier for you to kind of quiz them on what they've read without maybe having read it yourself. So this just makes it really easy. So that is the Swiss Family Robinson Lap Book and Unit Study. These are great for younger readers. I normally suggest that for grades maybe 1st through 5th grade, although older students can do it, and we have done it with our kindergarten before, and instead of assigning it out as an individual study for them to do on their own, we actually do it as a group. And so I will read with them, and then they will fill out the lap books, and instead of writing, they'll draw pictures inside or just decorate them, or stick figures, anything that they're capable of doing at that skill level. So these are great to do with groups in that manner, or you can also, like I said, assign it out to your older students individually and have them complete them that way. So I hope you enjoy this unit, and we will see you for the next one. As always, if you have any questions, you can email me at erica@confessionsofahomeschooler.com, or you can visit my website at www.confessionsofahomeschooler.com as well.